Hi everyone, it's me, Lubna. Today is Saturday, November 2nd, 2024. This video is dedicated to my beloved, and the topic of this video is going to be about delayed gratification. And this is another topic that came to my mind as I was reading the book Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis, which again is the first book contained within this collection. And by the way, I finished reading Mere Christianity a couple of days ago, and I started reading the book Letting Go by David Hawkins, MD, PhD. So moving forward, I'll be making some videos related to passages from Letting Go, but I still have a lot to share related to what I learned from Mere Christianity. So I'll still be making videos related to passages from Mere Christianity. But the passage that I wanted to share with you today comes from chapter 8, which is titled, Is Christianity Hard or Easy? From book 4, which is titled Beyond Personality, or First Steps in the Doctrine of the Trinity. So I'll go ahead and read the passage aloud to you first. Here it goes. Teachers will tell you that the laziest boy in the class is the one who works hardest in the end. They mean this. If you give two boys, say, a proposition in geometry to do, the one who is prepared to take trouble will try to understand it. The lazy boy will try to learn it by heart because, for the moment, that needs less effort. But 6 months later, when they are preparing for an exam, that lazy boy is doing hours and hours of miserable drudgery over things the other boy understands and positively enjoys in a few minutes. Laziness means more work in the long run. Or look at it this way. In a battle or in mountain climbing, there is often one thing which it takes a lot of pluck to do, but it is also, in the long run, the safest thing to do. If you funk it, you will find yourself hours later in far worse danger. The cowardly thing is also the most dangerous thing. So that is the passage I wanted to share with you today from Mere Christianity. And in that passage, C.S. Lewis talks about two boys, one who is lazy and one who is hardworking. And he explains how the lazy boy, because he didn't do what he was supposed to do earlier on, had to work very hard and harder than the other boy in the long run. Whereas the hardworking boy did what he was supposed to do in the beginning and worked hard in the beginning so that it would be easier for him later on. And this is related to the idea of procrastination. I'm sure all of us have procrastinated on something at some point in our lives. I know I've done it plenty of times. I mean, I've been in school my entire life and I've had plenty of opportunities to procrastinate, and I have procrastinated, and I had to face the consequences of that. And I had to learn over time that procrastination is not the way to go because you end up not learning as well what you're supposed to learn if you just studied the night before for an exam, for example. And this brings to mind a phrase that I always tell myself and that I always ask myself whenever I'm deciding whether or not to do something now or later. I ask myself, how do I want to feel tomorrow? How do I want to feel next month? Or how do I want to feel next year? You can modify that to fit any time frame you'd like, but whenever you have the decision on whether or not to do something that you know you have to do eventually, ask yourself, how do I want to feel in the future? How do I want to feel tomorrow? And when you ask yourself that, you imagine how you want to feel tomorrow or next month or whatever time frame you've chosen. Do you want to feel stressed out because you're having to do something you should have done a long time ago, last minute? Or do you want to feel proud of yourself and feel relaxed and confident? For example, if you're going into an exam, if you procrastinated for that exam, obviously you're not going to be as confident in your knowledge of what you're supposed to be knowing in preparation for that exam. Whereas if you had prepared ahead of time, you'll be much more confident and you'll know that you did what you were supposed to do earlier on and on time and in a timely manner. And delayed gratification doesn't just apply to academics, it also applies to personal habits. And I like to think of things related to our appetites, whether that has to do with food or other areas that involve our appetites. If you eat unhealthily today and if you don't exercise today, you're going to feel the repercussions of that decision tomorrow and maybe next week and next month. But if you do eat healthy today and exercise today, perhaps you might not feel immediately amazing today, but tomorrow you'll wake up and feel like you did something for yourself and you took a step forward. And that's where the question comes in. How do I want to feel tomorrow? Every single morning when I wake up, I exercise. And I do this every single day. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. And I don't feel like it most days, but I force myself to do it anyway because I ask myself the question, how do I want to feel tomorrow? And I'm investing in my future self and the person that I want to become. So by sharing all of that with you today, I wanted to encourage you to reflect upon who you want to be tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, and ultimately how you want your whole life to turn out. And if you work hard starting today and starting now, things will be easier for you in the long run. That's what delayed gratification means. And I know it's hard to practice good habits right now and to conquer your laziness and your desire to procrastinate on things, but you have to do it. You have to invest in your future self. So I hope that you've learned something very valuable from my video today, as always. And thank you so much for watching and listening to my videos. And with that, I'd like to wish you a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are in the world.